school with you people in Pine Grove Elementary School. I can't believe I went to school with you in Lakeworth Middle and even Lakeworth High, or Seneca or Humber, or wherever and whatever else. You people really suck to actually believe that how I would actually be fraudulent like what I would, just because I just play around and behave like a complete jackass, and I mock a lot of things, and I behave like an immature person, and I have like probably no sense of anything. Wow, it's amazing how you people could actually really believe that I would be crooked enough to do something like what I'm when I actually drew a lot of things. I actually wrote all of my things. I just end up expressing my things however I end up expressing it. I'm so sorry that it is how it is. I can't believe people really suck like that. That how now, or when I try to explain and express that I actually wrote out everything, what and what, that is my writing, and that is my suffering and my sadness, and that how I don't, now I know why I don't believe in people, because I'm actually an honest person, and you people are actually the most dishonest people ever. Now I know what I learned as a child was the truth, that if everybody's dishonest, I expect you to be dishonest too. I actually won't lie and deny that I actually did what I did and dressed up and all that kind of stuff, and I won't deny what I've done. I won't deny the way I act and the way I behave. But I can't believe that you would actually think that how, wow, I would be fraudulent enough to just, you know what the problem is? When you went to school with me, you didn't know a damn thing about me. That's the truth. You didn't know a damn thing. You see my eyebrow? It was always joined. You see the marks on my face? Always there. You see the chicken pox? You see the what and what scars? You see all of that. When I went to school with you, did you ever think that I used to be getting into fights? Did you ever ask me if I had any family trouble? Did you ever think to even question anything about me? Did you ever think that how maybe I wasn't okay? Did you ever think that how stuff was happening to me? Did you ever think that how you only want to believe that somebody who comes from an easy, happy life and has everything going on very well to be me, because you know why? You didn't like the fact that how I was always smiling while I went to school with you kids. And you know, I'm calling you kids because you're all a bunch of immature little idiots. I'm saying it. I can disown all of you. I can leave you right there, and I'll disown all of you with this set of words. I was smiling all those years while I went to school with all of you, and I came from a broken home. I came from a messed up life. You people thought that because I was smiling all those years that you could actually believe other people who come from actually happy homes to believe that is me, or is or was me, or has to be me, because you can't accept it out. The same person who was intelligent had a really, really messed up life, and still has a really, really messed up life. Everybody would rather believe that the person who had kids, the person who wants to get pregnant, the person who wants to have children, the person who takes care of everyone's dogs and takes care of everything, and the person who glams up and goes clubbing and hangs out at parties and all of that would be a better match, and hangs out with the family and goes out with the family and all of that. You would rather believe that to be me, because it looks well, it looks proper, it looks classy, it looks like you're living life in the proper way, in the correct way, I suppose. And then me, I just do shameless things. Like, I'll probably belch in a few minutes. And I'm sorry. That's just what it is. That you'd rather, because all of you are very humanized, and they're very humanized, and I don't act very humanized. So it would be easier to believe those kinds of things versus the person who mocks everything and believes very immature could actually be the person who writes and draws and everything, and actually does all the work in the hiding of my little what in what world. I'm not asking you to I'm not asking you for a lot. I'm asking you to realize that how some people, they don't have happy lives, and those people who come from happy lives, only they can live like that and act like that, because they're actually coming from the happy lives. People like me, I know what real life is. I know what people who really have hard lives, and actually their lives, how much it sucks. I actually know what that is like, what life is really about. I know that how people who glam up, people who show off and show themselves, like I piss off everyone. I'm accustomed to it. I know what real life is all about. I'm so fed up of people. You don't know what real life is all about. You just think you do because you think it's as simple as, let me have a kid. Oh, I went to school. Let me have a kid. Let me have my man, or let me have my man and my kid, or my woman and my kid, or 2 women and a kid, or 2 men and a kid, or whatever, whoever, and whatever. You think that's how it all goes, right? Have you ever actually walked on the dark side of the road, the dark side of the moon? Have you ever actually seen what it's like down in the streets, down where people don't like to go? Do you know what it's like to be going out in a subway and coming back at night from school and thinking to yourself, oh my God, I don't know if I'm gonna make it home because I'm afraid that this place is like, it's so late at night and I don't know about these people, and I've seen some things on the news where people have been stabbed on these same subway, what and on the RT, and I've seen some serious things on the news about this and that, kidnappings and crazy things, and I've read the newspapers where, wow, look at what happens to people, that how some people can't even walk the streets in Muslim clothing, because, you know, I'm just saying that they can't even walk on the streets in Muslim clothing, because why? Somebody's gonna jump them and somebody's gonna rip out their religious clothing and shame them down. And there are a lot of, not just them, obviously, a lot of different things. Not just, I'm just using that because that's just an example. There are lots of different examples of what real life is really all about. I get so annoyed when people think that real life is all about just, oh, you went to school, let me get somebody and let me have a child. Oh, that's the end of the world. Oh, let me go and adopt everything. Let me go find everything. Let me go and show everybody I can pay for them to have food. Let me show everybody that I can do all of this and all. No, sorry. People who are real usually don't tell people what they do. And also too, and when they do it. I wouldn't tell you if I did a good deed, it would be none of your business. Because you know why? I like being rotten to the core. I like that. But I'll tell you this. I don't like the whole you rather think what I want, because you can't accept that I'm flawed, and my flaws are actually a different kind of flaws, and it's probably not proper in the sense of I look like something that I can mock and imitate, and I know I've done it, and I haven't lied about it. I admitted it. I know I've taken advantage of what I want, and yes, I have worn my business suits, and yes, I did work in sales, and yes, it's a shame, but yeah, I did. I actually worked in those business suits. I was showing people this is who I want to get married to. This guy, I would show them all the time this picture of this guy. Then I would have other guys that I wanted to get married to. I couldn't figure out who I really wanted to get married to. Maybe him. Maybe him. Maybe him. Maybe him. And let me see what I was gonna say. Yeah, I know how to approach people and act like this and that in a workplace. I know how to be smiling and all of that kind of thing. I know how to actually deal with people in a workplace. But outside of it, it's just, I'm the type of person who, if I finish work, I'm gonna come home. I'm fired all this time, but obviously that's because I kind of overdid it with the whole, you know, eye candy kind of thing. But the truth is that how it is how it is, you know. We all have flaws, yeah. But some flaws, some people don't want you to see any of their flaws. I'm the type of person who will tell you I have this flaw and that flaw, and I will show you the flaws on me. I won't hide it, because you may think that how I don't act like I'm humanized. The fact that I show you that I suffered from PCOS and I suffered from all sorts of what and what, I'm being very honest. And I show you, and I tell you the sorts of shameless things I do. And I am difficult like hell. Believe me. I am very humanized. But yes, I admit that how I may be a little, you know, because I'll be honest, some people go out drinking with people. I was the type of person who was drinking by myself. I was the type of person who was actually buying something on the down low and and actually hiding and drinking it, which I didn't want anybody to know I was doing that. So just because people show you all good and what, and you think they're humanized because they're showing you. Some people are very humanized, but they don't always show you everything. They can show you, like, I show you all this, but sometimes I wouldn't want to show you that how I'm grieving and I'm crying over a guy, and how I have bags under my eyes because I miss a guy, and I was mocking it. Yes, I know, but the truth is I missed somebody and I really like that person, and I like the person a whole lot, and I don't know who I like half the time. I know sometimes you just start to grieve for things and people, and I don't know, and then you end up having these emotional breakdowns, because sometimes I'd look at that picture of my mother and where she's holding me, no matter how difficult my mother has been in my entire life, and I and her, we never got along. We got along when I was a little girl. Then the end happened when I reached my teens, but I always grieve for her when I watch that picture of me, when she's holding me. It's one of those times where she actually loved me, and I actually showed that she loved me. Every other time in my life, it's like, I don't know, versus some people, that's the thing about it, you'd rather believe that how people who come from these happy, perfect lives, or supposed perfect lives, would be the one who's what and what and all that kind of thing. That's how people are. That's why I often say, I wrote about A and B, and I say, I detach myself and I say to go with A and B, because I realized that how the perfect lives look better. Whoever is perfect, you'd much prefer the perfect people, and the people who seem like, ooh, they went to school, they want a child, or they have a child, they have family, or they want family, or whatever. You'd rather believe that, because that seems so normal. That seems like the whole chuck. And then people like me who have seen what it's like to actually see the streets. I don't like when people actually try to act like they know what the streets are like. You don't. I've seen the streets. I've walked down the streets, and people have hollered at me, and I have cussed their asses down, because, like, just for the hell of it, sometimes you cuss them. I think it's because more I know what I did. But I've actually seen the streets and stuff that actually happens to people, and really actually happens. Like, I remember one time I was going to the inventory, and what had happened is, yeah, I know, I saw this lady. She was in all this, like the trash and all that. Yeah, I know. That was like disturbing for somebody like me, because I thought I didn't know what to do. I couldn't do anything because hell, I'm poor and I can't even take care of myself. How am I supposed to help anybody, especially when I'm sorry, that's not the point. I was thinking, I'm always thinking a lot of crazy ass things, One of my craziest things that I've actually seen and like always remained with me, and I guess that's how I ended up keeping the hair short for many, many years. I've had my hair short for many, many years, like supremely short for many years. So that's why I could never be someone else, because my hair has been signature short for many, many years. I look like a hoe, a prostitute, a hooker. We're going with that. But I remember one time I was staying in like a hotel, I actually was hearing what happened, and I heard how he talked to her and how he treated her, and I remember seeing her crying. And, I guess that's how I ended up starting to take all that to myself, and actually went more trampish and stuff like that. That's probably how I skyrocketed the whole trampish thing, much more so. So people, they can go out there and they can do what and what. I actually really hookered up myself. So I'm sorry. I'm very shameless, and I admit that. But when I say you can accuse me of, don't accuse me of some writings, people admit that you really wrote the shit. I admitted that I wrote a lot of things. I'm taking blame for a lot of things. But come on, if you want the guy to like you, tell them that you really wrote what you wrote. Tell him, because you know what? I'm sorry, I'm going somewhere else, because I know I often go into the whole. I could go into so many stories about people that I've seen that stuff have like really happened to them, and it's like horrible, and you just feel to cry for them, and you just really actually really witnessing like really suckish moments Okay, I'm not gonna go into that because I could tell you a lot of stories, and I'm just like, that makes me more hookerish because it's like I don't know how to deal with anything, so I go hookerish to the ultimate level. Okay, here's what I want to say. If I know I said a lot of things, and I said a lot.